Hi guys, it's Jordan from Team Orion here. I'm joined today with Chris and Corey, both current members also. Corey, as a lot of you may know, recently won the UK Open, and Chris did extremely well as well. We're here today just to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about the ban list a little bit, but not as much as some others because we have got another video coming out about that. And we're going to talk about the experiences a bit through the day and what we're feeling about the current format. So, do you two want to introduce yourself? Corey, do you want to say something?
So hi, I'm Corey, one of the newest members of Team Orion since the UK Open. I went 9-0 undefeated, as some people may know what's the event. And I am very known as playing Fountain Knights, of course, winning the event with Ryza Masurugi.
Hello my name is Chris from Team Orion. I've been a member for approximately 4 or 5 months now. I went 7-2 at the UK Open with Fiendsmith Rysel. I prefer decks such as Memento, but I thought Fiendsmith Rysel might be the best deck going forward into that format.
Yeah, I know you both went with Rizal for the day, but just before we start, sorry, just so people do know, the team captain Drew did speak to a few of us before the Open started, and we had already planned to invite Corey to the team before he won. It wasn't just, oh, Corey's won, let's just get him on the team. We weren't having one of them kind of things happen. We did plan it in advance. So yeah, Corey, you obviously came first. Um, how did that feel after your game three
Oh,
in the
after
final?
game three, yeah, after game three, it felt amazing. Obviously, first time on the feature match as well, so I've never had that. So I had that stress as well. I've never been on a feature match, but luckily my opponent was absolutely amazing and helped me through. And yeah, once the our face was declared and ended that game three, it felt so good.
Yeah, I know. Game one finished kind of quick, and then in game two there was that idol bouncing around for a few turns. So I thought me and Drew were watching you, and we were a bit like, oh, we could see the pressure building up. So we know game three was all or nothing for you. So
Yes, yeah, especially that game two being idle locked twice. Um, there was a play in my mind that I wanted to do to which could have outed the idle lock, but obviously being feature match, I didn't want to get like a slow play warning or anything like that. I didn't want
yeah,
to spend too much time thinking on it. But after reviewing it, my plan would have worked. But obviously the stress got to me, so I didn't make it and cost me the game.
I know you were doing a lot of practice against Rizal mirror matches and a lot of practice against Malice and Beansmith variants, and then I, I don't think anyone expected you to be playing against Branded in the final. It's probably the deck that you had least practice against from what I remember, but yeah, you did very, very well. So a massive congratulations from all of us, obviously. We're all really proud of you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, Branded was not expecting it.
Yeah. And Chris, you were on the Fiendsmith variant, did you say?
Yes, I was on Fiendsmith Rysel for the Open.
Yeah, and your end score was really good as well, wasn't it? Was it 7-2?
Yeah, 7 wins and two
Yeah.
losses.
Yeah. Good, good. How was your experiences through the day?
To be fair, it was mostly smooth sailing. Apart from the two losses, my two losses was to the mirror match with Fiendsmith Rysel, which I could argue I could have won by playing slightly differently, but it would have lost me in any other scenario. And I lost against Malice. Malice has always been my pet peeve matchup for Fiendsmith Rysel.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know we're going to touch on the ban list a little bit, but I know that Malice has been able to main three shifters for quite a while now. But now with it going to one, I was going to say, oh, it's not so much of an issue now. Yes, Beansmith hasn't been touched, but Rysel has had a bit of a hit with everything else that's been on there. You know, you got X and Ice to two, Sword to two, which I thought was a bit redundant, but they've done it anyway. Bonfire to one, understandable. You've got Tachyon anyway, so they can push the sales of that. Detonator to one. You've lost Abyss Dweller. Malice has lost Link Decoder. Honestly, the whole list. I feel like, personally, and one of the other members, Luke, we were talking about this the other day, the next month, this format's going to be very varied. Like all the tier 2 stuff and tier 1.5 has moved up. But as soon as Alliance Insight comes out, I feel like it's just going to shift back to Rizal and Malice pretty strongly. New Mitsurugi support, if the leaks are right, sound insane. Malice has got all the Ignister stuff and its two new cards come in. I just feel them two decks are going to be very, very strong again. What are your two thoughts on that?
I'll let you speak
Okay,
first,
so I'll let you
Corey,
go
on
first.
it.
Yeah, yeah, both obviously think, yeah, hopefully the new mystery cards are what they are from the leaks. They are really good, especially that new ritual monster being a one card full combo for the mystery and the Rise Out cards. Yeah, hitting the Rise Out cards I felt was really good. So instead of hitting X to 2 at 1, sorry, what we all predicted, it went to 2, then hit Ice, which is pretty nice. We all expected Bonfire because of Tachyon. X
Yeah,
one makes it a bit more vulnerable, but obviously the power level's still there, so it kind of does feel like consistent hits, and obviously with Alliance Insight, it's just gonna go back up there, especially for like me, who's on the Mitsurugi version. It's gonna those empty slots now are gonna get filled quite easily. It's more like the per and like Chris, like your things version are gonna
Yeah.
fill it a bit more than like my version.
yeah,
So, from my perspective, with Alliance Insight, with the Malice versus Rizal debate, I think personally Malice is going to be the end all be all best deck. Rizal may be better right now, especially with the Fiendsmith variant, but compared to Star Rizal versus Hare, then we also have the entire Atignista engine that is in Alliance Insight. I think Malice is going to push through as the best deck going forward.
yeah. I've seen a few combos that people have been like uploading to Twitter and YouTube, especially like what they can do now. Circular's come back as well. Circular can be full combo on its own. Won't post Allen. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm just hoping the Mitsurugi stuff is as good as the leaks have shown. I know that some of the guy who leaked it did leak some other stuff, and it's all well, a lot of it's being confirmed daily. So fingers crossed, we'll get that stuff. Yeah. What deck are you both on now then? See, since it's been hit, Corey, are you sticking with Rizal Mitsurugi currently?
Yeah, I'm sticking on it. Carry on with like the combos line, but like I do have a backup with like obviously I said before, like I'm a Phantom Knight player, so like with like little recent ones, yes, with like the goblins in Memento. I used to play PK Goblin, so I might play on that and dabble on that until Alliance comes out, and then back on Mystery right out.
Yeah, and Chris.
I'm currently still on Rizal Fiendsmith myself. However, I am currently building decks like Crystron and Memento to try something different and more diverse. I've played with Memento beforehand. Uh, I've tried the Goblin Biker variant of Memento that was recently topped and won YCS Houston. And while
Yeah,
it's not the Memento that I'm currently used to, I think it's really interesting. And if Rizal or NXE's deck is still going to be the best deck, I think Memento Goblin Backer is going to be one of those sneaky decks that wins games and tops of tournaments.
yeah. That's kind of how I feel about one of my favorite decks is Ritual Beast. So I'm hoping for these 4 weeks people will stop siding Lancia while Malice is a bit dead, so I can get it back out again. But I don't feel it's going to happen. I think people are going to. It's only 4 weeks. People are going to stick with Malice. Lancia's still going to be relevant. So that's why I'm messing around a bit with Unchained, as you both saw before we started. Shivara's back at 2 finally. So I've put some Fiendsmith Unchained stuff together. I might give that a go for a while, see how that gets on. And yeah, once Alliance Insight comes out, I will be on Malice as well again. So yeah, obviously Alliance Insight, that's only 4 weeks away, I think.
I think,
Um,
as a recording,
yeah,
it's
I think
three to
it's
four
the
weeks. It's
yeah.
1st
So
of May.
yeah, and then after that we've got is it Justice Hunters, the new deck build pack?
I believe so.
We
Yeah, I know
currently
that's really
haven't
going to
got it
shake everything
confirmed
up.
for us in the TCG yet as of recording this.
So no date yet.
So no date yet.
I know that it's been doing really well in the OCG. All three decks, as is expected after looking at what some of them did. You got Yummy, K9, and Dragon Tail. Is there any of them that stand out towards you both, Chris?
So currently I've been playtesting Yumi as a new deck with the Sky Striker engine, which basically is 3 Engage, Hornet drones, and maybe a Widow Anchor in there. I've been finding it amazing, really consistent. Um, it's just got a small problem going second, but it's almost negated by depending on what hand traps or board breakers you play with. I've also looked into having a small K9 engine inside deck just to make a free rank 5 like the Chronomaly monster that negates monster effects during your opponent's turn.
Yeah, and as what I can gather, I've had a brief look into some of them. Yummy, near enough everything can be a 1 card combo or 1.5 card combo. You've got K9, which punishes the opponent for trying to hand trap you, and Dragon Tail, which turns 0 window locks people. So all of them sound like they're going to be good.
It's just
Yeah.
like 2022 tier element all over again.
Yeah, but in 3 different decks instead of
Yeah.
1, so it's a bit more balanced this time. So yeah, I think Justice Hunters is something to look forward to. Obviously, that is after Alliance Insight. There's some other new stuff coming out that people have been mentioning to me. There's the new Live Twin stuff. I'm not quite sure what pack that's in,
It's
but
in
I know
Alliance
that's due
Insight.
soon. That's in Alliance
That's
Insight
in
as well.
Alliance Insight.
Okay, so we've got that coming. There's the new Orcust and Punk support and Dragon Tail.
The Orcus support is in the new Battles of Legend. That'll be out in
Yeah.
June, I believe.
June. So do you think that's going to do anything relevant in the competitive play scene?
Corey, do you want to
Yeah,
go on this?
Orcus I definitely think will. Orcus is one of those decks, like, since our format in 2019, it's definitely a fan favourite deck. Obviously without Mermaid, not every deck can just go, like, basically Fiendsmith's last 2 monsters, make a Mermaid combo.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Orcus is the fan favorite deck. I do see people playing it. The new Link one is insane. The Punk cards I am very interested in, especially with, like, tonight's the new level 8 that they have is absolutely
Yeah.
great. So I'm looking forward to, like, play testing and dabbling it with the Punk engine with the new cards.
Yeah, Punk's one of my favourite archetypes. I am looking forward to giving it a go. Yeah, like, it's up there with, for me, Unchained and Infernoble will always be number 1. But Punk is very, very close. Kind of like how you are with your Phantom Knights, Corey. And Chris is, in fact, Chris, we've been playing together for a few years now. I don't even know what your favourite deck is.
Current, it's.
I want to say
current-
Exo Sister, but I'm
yeah.
probably wrong.
Current best deck, current favorite deck I've got to say is Memento. I've always loved its play. It's very similar to Unchained. It likes to pop a lot of its stuff, and then send it to
Yeah.
graveyard. My best and favorite deck of all time is actually Insector. I love Insector.
Oh, that's OG Insector.
That's OG Insector.
Oh gosh, that is old. That's when I
That
used
is-
to play.
So Order of Chaos and
Yeah.
I forget the second set that the other stuff came in, but Order of Chaos was like you Insector Hornet and stuff. Like
Was it competing against the original Mermail?
Um,
Or Dino
no,
Rabbit? It was against one of them, wasn't
lined
it?
up in Insector format.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
and you also had Dino Rabbit.
yeah. Dino Rabbit. That was it. Yeah. No, Insectors. I like the artwork on a lot of that stuff. It was very unique compared to what they had going at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been playing for now competitively, Chris?
So I've been playing.
Thinking about how old Insector is now, I'm just thinking how long you've been playing.
I'll admit I wasn't fully playing Insector at the time period. I've more like gone back to it as like a retro player, liking the format it was in, even with Zenmaity and all these cards that you could consider a bit more controversial. I mean, I was playing Insectors as like a deck in 2017. While Hornet and Dragonfly was still at 1.
Oh gosh.
But I've played competitively for Yu-Gi-Oh! About 9 years now, so I've been playing just as Invasion Vengeance came out. Was when I
What about
really
you,
got my-
Corey?
Pardon, sorry, cool.
Competitively, I've only played since TOS format, Thunder Dragon format. But like the actual game itself, I've played for like, I want to say around 12, 13 years.
Quite a while,
Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good to have more competitive players in the game, obviously, because the game is a lot more accessible now than it was, especially with the rarity collections and the ones that are rarity collection but called something different, helping a lot of people get into the game. I think we spoke about this on the last podcast, but I am a very, very big fan of what they're doing with the reprints and some of them being reprinted as little as like 7 to 8 months. I think it's helping a lot. I know it annoys a lot of people because obviously they're spending money on these cards, and then 7 months later they're being reprinted. But look at how well you've done for them 7 months. You know, if you've got your OTS seasons within that time, you know, go to there, compete, do well, reap what you sow. You know, feel the benefit, and then they're reprinted for everyone else to use after. Um, yeah. So, what are you guys' thoughts on? Let's just say reprints for now. We'll go into reprints because let's have a look at the latest rarity collection. We've got the alt arts that are only QCR, which is fair enough, and then the Molcharm is in there, aren't they? One of them, and
Just for all us.
For a loss.
The best
oh,
one.
just for us, but the blue one has been reprinted recently as well, hasn't it?
Yes, in Maze of the Master.
Yeah. So, and both them cards are under a year old, so that's very fast reprints.
I guess I'll take my stance on the reprint aspect of the game. I've been really liking Konami's methodology now, I'll call it. Basically bringing out a reprint set every 4 to 6 months, such as the Rarity Collection, such as Quarter Century Stampede and Bonanza. Just almost hammering down the value of something. But at the same time, I don't think we're ever going to get to a point in our community where we're going to be everything's reprinted and we're happy. Like,
Yeah.
we'll look at the Fiendsmith engine, for example. We'll look at Engravers you can now buy for about £5 to £6 a copy through Stampede pre-orders, but you're now looking at Tract, which is about 55, 50, £60 a copy. In Lacrimas are about 40, 45, and Requiems, which are about 20. So the value displacement doesn't. It basically makes it the exact same.
I get what you mean. Yeah, I do understand what you mean. Like, you're now saving 60 quid a copy on an engraver, but you're paying nearly £100 extra if you want a full core. So you are still saving money because there's 3 engravers, obviously, but I do understand where you're coming from there. I do agree, but I'm just happy how accessible it's becoming to new players and players who play the game not at a competitive level, now being able to like, oh well, I can get these cards and start playing at a competitive level. You know, start improving more and more. We've got a lot of players at our locals who are decent players, but don't have access to all the stuff, and they're slowly getting access to stuff. And you're starting to see them doing better and better, you know, every month. So I think it is doing well for the community at local events anyway.
Oh yeah, I'll still completely agree with that. I said, I completely love what they're doing with the reprints side of life recently within the last year or so with the rarity collections and stuff. I just think the market can't win against the value displacement.
Yeah, no, I do understand. I know there's a lot of different places where you can get cards from, and the different values across the board a lot of the time, but they all do balance out with, you know, different shipping costs and all that stuff. So I do understand exactly what you mean there. So what else have we got? We've just had the YCS, which was won by Memento. You just said Memento is one of your favourite decks. Have you got any thoughts on that, Chris?
Honestly, I loved how it was played. Currently, what I was playing was a mixture of Fiendsmith and pure Memento, and to see Goblin Biker, which I was experimenting with, but I couldn't achieve personal success with it, just shows how diverse Memento can actually be in terms of a deck. I was playing it more as an aggro sort of strategy, whereas with the Goblin Bikers, you almost get a sense of a control aspect against Rizal, trying to make sure they don't have their exceeds materials in order to pop with Detonator or search with Duo Drive, for example.
Yeah, right, yeah. Did you watch any of the YCS, Corey?
Yeah, I watched a majority of it. I didn't watch like the finals, so I catched up the day after because of it being in America, it ran so late and obviously got work. So I did catch up on the games, and I did really enjoy the games. And that a deck that we weren't expecting to win the event was even better.
Yeah. No, no, I understand completely. Have either of you two got any other topics that you want to touch up on before we call it? Because I know it's not been the longest video, the longest podcast, but we are trying to get more structure to these. Us three have been trying to get this together for the past week or so, but with my internet cutting out completely and people working, it has been very difficult. So, like I said, we are trying to get more structure to it over the next week or so. We'll probably start getting the next one ready, and it should be considerably more better structured.
Yeah, I
But
think.
we wanted to get our thoughts across over what's been happening recently.
Oh yeah, I think next time we should definitely look more into Justice Hunter as more of a deep dive, have a
Yeah.
discussion over the three decks, what it may entail with Dragon Tail, Yumi, and K9.
Yeah. Well, what I say then, that's a good idea, Chris. If we do discuss the Justice Hunters in a deep dive, and we will say we'll do it the first weekend of May, so like Saturday the 3rd, we will try and do that one live again, like we did the first one, and try and get some of the viewers involved, see what their thoughts are. So I'll set that up with you, and we'll see if anyone else wants to join us. And we'll do a deep dive on Justice Hunters then. We'll do some shout outs now. I know normally they're at the beginning of the video, but like I said, I was literally coming through the door when we were starting. So big shout out to our sponsor Gecko Cards. Shout out to all the other members of Team Orion and our captain Drew. He's been very busy behind the scenes, helping everyone, making sure everyone's got what they need. He's been working on some new like hoodies for us lot, especially like now it's summer. He's been sorting out thinner ones because we're sweating our backs out in the ones that we're wearing at the minute. Yeah, so big shout out to him. Yeah, you two got any shout outs?
I will just shout out all the team, obviously. We're all an amazing group of people, all like to chat, comment, talk about meta and stuff between ourselves, new strategies. I'll shout out a couple of personal people I've got near my end. Shout out to Jake. We're constantly together practicing. He's currently playing Fiendsmith Unchained, and while it's not a top tier strategy, still trying to learn intricacies around an end board such as Unchained does make your brain tinker. Also,
That's literally while we've been doing this. I will be honest with you, I've been working on my Unchained stuff at the same time.
what about you, Corey?
Yeah, like obviously shout out to the team. They've been so nice since I've joined. We've done a lot of test hands, especially with Casper. Me and him have been on multiple calls and like been tested the future deck, especially with just looking through the future formats and obviously like yeah, the team's been amazing to work with, going through combos, decks, just even just general chats.
Yeah, good. So thanks for everyone for watching, and we will see you in a few weeks.
See you all later.
Bye.